Well, hello, and welcome back to another God Bless the Cake Publishing LLC video for the big channel here. And I am Paul John Hausleben of God Bless the Cake Publishing, and I'm the flagship author, chief photographer, owner, all around cook in the kitchen, music reviewer. And today's video is a little bit different. And we're here on a terribly hot and humid, unbelievable stretch of weather we've had in Central Virginia, where the command center is. And this is where we write the books and have some funds. But today's video is a little different because I've gotten some feedback from people who've seen the videos, and they send me messages and say, "Hey, Paulie, you know, what's that stuff in back of you?" And this, to other viewers, this is a little different scene than you've seen before, where we typically shoot the videos from here. But in addition to my other fun stuff, I also am the chief ham radio operator at Station Whiskey Alpha 2, Alpha Sierra, Quebec. And the stuff that folks see in back of me is my little ham radio station. WA2ASQ, and we've been on the air very long time. I don't even remember when I was first licensed as a novice, and it was Whiskey November 2 Alpha Sierra, Quebec. And I write about how important ham radio has been to my life and to my career, actually, in my latest book, Experiences, which is basically essays on my life. And I feel, as much as I love photography and make a few baubles at it, I feel, you know, and I'm not a hobbyist photographer. I've sold a lot of photographs, so I guess I'm a pro. But ham radio to me is the greatest hobby. It bridges so many things, you know, and how people can say, you know, it's amateur radio. I think that's an oxymoron, because in my opinion, like my dad used to say, amateurs built the Ark and professionals built the Titanic. Which one you want to ride on? And ham radio, you know, I met some radio men, and granted, you know, some military guys and such who were military trained, but some of the innovations of ham radio is just remarkable. Fantastic hobby. So let's get to the station. So this is a different station than you usually see, and I'll get down into the post here. So we're going to wiggle wobble a little bit, but this is a QRP station, and I do run only QRP, which is low power, 5 watts or less. And in the previous videos, you'll see an ICOM, excuse me, 7200 in the background here, and I've recently changed that out. It's given me a little trouble on receive, and just switched back to my old, which I find to be an amazing radio, a 10-tech Romeo figures 4020, a little QRP radio I picked up about, I'd say maybe 10 to 12 years ago. It's only 5 watts, barely 5 watts. On an input on my power supply, she's probably about 4 at the best, maybe 3.5. And I've had just a blast with this radio. It is a remarkable little thing. It gets a little, has a little learning curve. You got to get used to some of the harshness on strong signals. It doesn't have a greatest AGC, so sometimes strong signals can kind of sound wonky on it. But I love it, and it only covers 20 meters, 40 meters, which is fine. Those are the bands that I primarily hang out on anyway. 40 for the locals and 20 chasing DX. We have a little CW key. The Kilo 42 made by Handcrafters. It's a kit, and I built this, I'd say about maybe 8 years ago, 5 to 8 years ago. I lose track of time. I built it myself. I'm pretty good at melting solder. I was an old electronics tech and electrician years ago. We have an old, maybe 40-year-old MFJ tuner, manual tuner. We have our straight key, and we have the most unique Kitano key. It's a collector's item I picked up probably 30 years ago too. It's a finger paddle, And I do have some arthritis in my hands, and from playing hockey, I was an old goalie, so I got beat up pretty good. So when my fingers are bothering me, I have to admit, I'll go to the keyboard. But it's a cool little station, takes up no room. Hockey puck in honor of my old career, and a Guinness keychain for my favorite stout. And we have a little weather station, a little monitor here, which I can pick up some over-the-air signals if I choose to watch some kind of TV. It's got a NTSC tuner in it. But at any rate, it's a cool little station. This is where we kind of write our books and do other stuff. We stream in classic vinyl today. So it's just simple. So what do we use for an antenna? Oh, good question. All right, cool. Well, look at back in the nuts and bolts here. We have a wire coming in here on the balance terminal. We run a ground out. The ground bonds to this point here, which are radials that I've cut for 3 frequencies, lowest to highest. It's about a half. And I live by myself here, so I can do some wonky stuff that maybe people would trip over and such, but I don't have those problems. I do cat sit a kitty cat once in a while for a friend when she's traveling or unavailable, but he doesn't get into this too much, or I'll just wind it up. So we run the radial all the way around. This is the longest radial, cut for I think a half wave on 80. And then we go into this cabinet and we bond to a copper pipe here. This is a very, very old apartment house, and it has an extensive copper ground system underneath. It's all copper, and it goes the whole length of this apartment. Then we run the other one around, the other radial, and then we have a radial here. And that radial is the shortest one. We just lay it on the floor. So where does the antenna wire go? Well, here you go. Here's the black antenna wire, and we'll follow it along and follow it along. And we go out the window right here. I do have a coil of wire here behind my little meditation shrine, but I don't know that that's significant. This is actually a long wire antenna, and occasionally I'll unravel it and string the long wire up through my apartment. But for the most part, we go out here, and we're going to step outside, and I'll show you what we do here. We're going to step outside, and hopefully we don't die of the heat and humidity, but I'll try to zoom in here the best I can. But you see the wire coming out, and she attaches right to the downspout on the rain gutter. And then we go up, and it is all AL, so we're kind of fortunate it's metal. It's got a bunch of screws there, and then we bond to the gutter itself, which runs the whole length of the apartment. Down, 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 all the way. I don't know the length. You know, we tune it, and we get resonance on, well, this radio is only 2040, but with the other radio, we get resonance throughout from 160 all the way down to 2 meters. So how's it work, Paul? Well, here you go. Simple station, hardly takes up any room. We're in an apartment. It has worked DXCC twice, 100 countries or more. Worked all states, all on CW. We used to play with digital modes with the other radio, but I got kind of tired of that. And, you know, we run CW. But we have amazingly worked over 100 countries. I think it's like 109. And worked all states. So you can do it too. That station, WA2ASQ. And here we are. This is, I filmed a video years ago for this station. It was a little different setup, and it was on my other channel, which we've since superseded with this channel. But it's so funny, you know, haters are always going to hate, and as a writer and a music critic, I totally understand. I got bombed by some guy who said, hey, it's just a plastic station, it's not real ham radio. Okay, well, you know, I'm running a rain gutter antenna here, CW with an old straight key, and a kit I built, so, you know, you could decide for yourself. But Hey, if you want to subscribe, go ahead. If you want to give it a like, that's cool. Dislike, whatever. Gotta hurt my feelings. I'm just WA2ASQ from Paterson, New Jersey. Hey, we'll see you next time. Thanks for tuning in. Bye-bye.